Are you ready? Can Crushers. It don't really get no better than this the podcast that you're looking for if you're really heavy into wrestling. Hosted by the Mark. Energy that's so amazing. Gotta keep it entertaining. Rep the Can Crusher Nation. Yeah, you know what's going down in the ring. Lights out when you hit a ding ding. Knock 'em out like boom bada bing. Hold it down, you can crown me the king. Got a shout out to the Miz and Duke the Dumpster. We choke slamming everybody. Power driving, hit 'em with a face buster. Yeah, this the show you need and it ain't no need for waiting. Mark, hold it down for the Can Crusher Nation. All about wrestling and keep it entertaining. Can Crushers Wrestling Podcast. Time to break 'em, let's go. Yeah, Can Crushers. Yeah, Can Crushers. Let's go.
Hey, this is former WWE superstar Duke the Dumpster Drosy, and you are listening to the Can Crushers Podcast.
Oh, a little vibrato there at the end.
I've been singing all afternoon while cleaning, so that's been my life.
We'll touch on that here in a second. Welcome to Can Crushers Wrestling Podcast. That sexy man over there with the sexy voice is Sir Michael Jenks. I am Mark the Mark, and we are ready to rock and roll on a... Jenks, by the way, it is going to be, and I don't know, I should have said this prior to hitting the record button, but that's not how we fucking work. Get that out of the way real quick. This is kind of a tag team edition of Can Crushers, just to be funny. I don't know if you know what I mean.
You know what? I will say, full disclosure, I have no goddamn clue what you're saying. What you talking about?
The major companies, every tag team title changed hand this week.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah. The Hardys, Bound for Glory.
Yeah. You had the Young Bucks on Wednesday night.
Private Party.
Yeah.
And then last Friday... Motor City Machine Guns walk in and take the titles in their second to third match.
It's a hell of a lead up for Crown Jewel here coming in. It's almost like a week of tag team and Crown Jewel or something like that.
Yeah, I don't... Tagging the Jewel, I think.
Tagging the Jewels. Tagging the Crown
I got to
Jewels.
write that down now because in 3 hours I'll forget. Tagging the Jewels.
At least we got that out of the way.
This is earliest, yeah. So I will beef first. Before we get into to-dos, since we're rocking and rolling on this, is it mid-90s that Motor City Machine Guns and Hardys are tag team champions again?
I'll tell you what, it went back to my youth. Remember the good times, the better times, and the high school times, seeing both of them winning those tag team titles. I'll be fully honest. I just shook my head in disbelief because I had no idea. Like, Motor City, get it, got it. The Hardys?
Yeah. You know.
I don't watch TNA religiously, so maybe they're better than what they were doing in AEW, but I feel like that's just, it's just weird to me.
Well, spoiler, Jenks. I had nothing going on, and I watched the entire Bound for Glory.
Oh, good job. Well, at least one of us is a wrestling fan that watches.
I watched it for 2 matches. Okay? I watched it for 2 matches. The whole thing, it was on the entire time, but I watched it for 2 matches, possibly 3. Masha and Jordan Grace may have eclipsed everything for the women crushies. Just throwing that out there.
Okay.
Unbelievable match. And Jenks is going to be like, okay. I'll run this over quick. Masha, your new TNA Women's Champion. Unbelievable match. Yeah. Jordan contract up, I don't know, relatively soon, in midst of 2025. She's dabbling in NXT a lot.
She just walked that line this week. Walked over and crossed the NXT line. So is that maybe it's have we joined the company at this point, or We hush and still
buyout.
TNA buyout something.
The next one was Nick Nemeth and Joe Hendry. I was fucking on board thinking they were going to give Joe his time.
And then
JBL
showed
says,
up.
nah, not going to happen. I like this JBL thing every time I get to see it, so I'm kind of intrigued where this is going. Clearly he's with the company. He's not an outlaw. He's not the Midnight Rider.
Yeah. He's also not Jeff Jarrett, the last outlaw. He's just JBL showing up and clotheslining people at this point.
Touche. PCO and Cardona was what I expected. Just mass chaos. PCO, listen, I thought Cardona was going to win this. Nothing against PCO, but he's also the last cowboy out there. Well, yeah.
Last cowboy. Well, can you consider him a cowboy or?
Yeah, I just meant he's old.
Well, that's fair.
I thought they would be switching this back up Cardona, get a little bit more recognition. In the main event of the Hardys, the System, and ABC, first and foremost, Chris Bay, well wishes to you in your surgery. You come back when you do, if you can come back.
Yeah.
Shit got real there. But when the Hardys fucking pulled the titles down, I'm like, what the what? I was more disappointed that they had to win the titles again there.
It seems like it was more a shot at AEW than it was anything of, oh, hey, we're going to give you this title just to spite your former company at that point.
Yeah. I think. I really do. Overall, if you haven't seen Bound for Glory, and you notice we don't always jump on the TNA stuff, Bound for Glory was pretty good. I enjoyed listening or paying attention to what I did, but even when I was just kind of like TikToking my ass off or, whatever I was doing, it kept interest. So yeah. I'm pretty excited for that. Maybe I'll have to start, DVRing Access now. Then, Jenks, because I had nothing to do Sunday, I watched Halloween Havoc.
Oh.
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
Look at me picking it all up. And I'll tell you right now, Jenks, we have a lot of tag team matches that we have talked about this year that we loved. My crushie will probably go to Cora and Roxy against Steph and Julia.
Okay.
This was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
You want the new 4 horsewomen? Right there they are. Right there they are.
That's a bold statement now.
I know.
You have Zarya and Jordan coming through as well. Okay. All right.
Right. But you last week during Ask Can Crushers, you brought up Steph a little bit more. And essentially this is why I watched NXT. Because I loved her match. I loved her match in AEW, but I didn't do enough. She's better than what she did in AEW already in NXT.
Yeah.
She's unbelievable.
She was working on her finisher, and I think I saw an interview that the Performance Center actually gave her the opportunity to nail it and perfect it.
Yeah.
Which is saying something. Like, that's immediate turnaround at that point.
Yeah. Overall, the ambulance match, whatever, everybody had an idea Ridge was going to win. Tony D keeps the title with a lot of help from Obafemi. Kilani, man, I was really pulling that JC Jane was going to get. Why, Jenks? Why has JC Jane and Gigi both kind of injury bugs? So I understand there's my own answer. Why have they not been called up? Are they maybe pseudo trainers now in NXT? That they're not calling them old whatsoever. But they're tenured now for a long time down there.
I think what happens is because of the injury bug and because of their tenure, you kind of become we don't think you're ready to move up because you need to get back from injury and get more momentum behind you. But you make a perfect veteran presence to kind of say, hey, here's the ropes. Here's how you do this. Here's how you do that. Here's how you move through here. They kind of do fall into that little pseudo trainer type mentality type thing. Whether they want to be or not, they kind of are.
Throw JCJ in a bone, for God's sakes. That's all I'm saying. And then Trick against Ethan, by God, just watch it. It was that damn good. I expected Trick to lose and be kind of making his way sooner than later. And I know there's a month and a half, 2 months. Actually, there's lots of months before Royal Rumble, because remember, it's only in February this year.
Yeah, no, it's February 1st. So we have 4 months until Rumble instead of the traditional 3 and change.
Yeah. Oof. I'm not happy about that.
I mean, I could be very upset about it, but at the same token, I'm like, well, it's only February 1st.
Right,
They've had it January 31st before. It's not like
it's not much later.
I can't hate it right now.
No, it's normally in the 20s in January. So, whatever. Okay. How was your week, sir? How's everything? I just wanted to flex a little bit because
you've been watching wrestling, but let's finish your week. How's your week been? Because you've had time to watch wrestling. You're going into TNA. You're going into NXT. How's your week been?
I watched a little OVW this week. You can tell that for a wrestling podcast, there has been sort of a shift because since September, I've been off my rocker or something. I don't know. There's just been a shift and I'm like, all right, I need to pick shit back up. And it was a week. It was a week of, hey, I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh, this is on. I'll watch this. Or, oh, yeah, that's on. I'll watch this. Pitt didn't play Saturday, so I watched that. And it was a good week of professional wrestling for me. Work-wise was not overly abundance of, like, hard work, just a lot of craziness rolled down.
Yeah.
From companies larger than us that by the time, well, no, you won't know tomorrow, but I bet you know, and this is countrywide, by the way, folks. This isn't just here. You'll know shit's going on with your water in a little bit of time, so be prepared with that, water-wise.
Oh, God.
I mean it for everybody. Everybody that listens. Just being a municipality, clearly we get a heads up first to dot our I's and cross our T's.
Yeah.
But, be prepared. Because everybody, and I'm not gloating that I'm so fucking good at my job twice now, Philadelphia's in a world of hurt. Just leave it at that.
No.
So if you live in Philly, be prepared. But other cities like Biloxi or our favorite one.
Does he remember it?
Nope.
Council Bluffs.
Council Bluffs. I was thinking Sioux Falls for a second.
Well, we might have people in Sioux Falls. Who knows?
Yeah. That comes out in less than a month, too, by the way. So I'm pretty excited about that.
That is right, yeah.
So what other names can I butcher next year? But just be prepared. Anything with your water, yeah, you'll be getting letters, I'm sure. They're not from me. They're from higher up than a local municipality.
Well, that's disappointing. They're not going to be from you. So I'm saying that now.
Right. So that was my week. Yours, sir? Oh, and I have a pain in my arm, which I don't know what it's from. Maybe I'm having a stroke, or maybe I'm drinking. By the way, I'm drinking lemonade and whipped vodka tonight.
That's a good combination. I'm drinking a pumpkin, and it's absolutely delicious. I'll say that now.
It is, but it's over.
It is. I just bought the first round of pumpkin and warlock and that for the house this week. So,
wow.
I did have
late
one.
for you. Normally
It's
you're like
very-
July, and I'm like, not yet,
No,
you son of a bitch.
It just never happened because I never drank the beer from the beach when I went, and then it was more or less I got sick or things were coming up, and then it was just like, I'm not touching it. So yeah, it's been really late, but I got a caramel pumpkin. Fan-fucking-tastic.
Yes, it is.
So that was great. This week can stay in the past, and that would be fine by me. And that's basically where I'm going to leave that. It's been a rough week for everybody involved in our household, but it's all good. We look on the bright side of life, and we move forward. We celebrate life. We move forward, and we do what we need to do. So tonight is about pumpkin and enjoying that before tomorrow when I have to do shit outside and be cold as hell.
Did you get your shed up?
No. That's tomorrow. I got the platform, I got the foundation thing built. Oh, well, I didn't tell you this yet. Sunday I was going to do a lot more work on it. I was going to make a lot of progress. I had actually got things together. Things were already starting to screw together. Was about to get everything done on Sunday. And you get a text. It's like 2:30 in the afternoon, right? Make my first cut. Moving. And I look, and it's from Kimberly, and it says, photos, 4:30.
What?
The fuck does that mean? Right? And then it has her sister's name on it. I'm like, what the fuck is going on, right?
I know what you mean already. It's already rolled through my head.
Yeah. And I go inside and I go, what do you mean by this? And she goes, oh, well, my sister can take our photos now for the engagement if we would like it. And I'm like, I just started this. You know I've been working on this for like 3 weeks. I just started this. Well, it's the only time she can do it, and we have to get to save the dates out. And I'm like, we couldn't have this conversation yesterday or like a day, like a week.
An hour ago.
Well, you know my family, they like to do things last minute. I go, oh, I'm well aware, and it's not fun. And I'm frustrated at this point, but it's the funny thing is we got a photographer for the wedding. We get free engagement photos for that, but because your traditional save the date should be out 6 months ahead of time, the timing's not going to work out, right? So we got to get some pictures. So I put on my happy face, put that aside, put on my happy face and take pictures at the beach.
Up.
Yeah, I get all spruced up, got quarter zip on, whatever. Took the pictures. It was nice. And got back home. But, again, delaying everything I've been trying to do for weeks on end at this point. I'm hopeful it's over tomorrow. But
will it be up by snowfall?
It will be because I have basically enlisted the help of my cousins and my brother-in-law and sister and said, can you help me put this fucking thing up Saturday, November 2nd? Because if not, exactly, this platform is becoming a grilling platform, and that's about it. So they said yes. So it should be a.
By the way,
I know. I got a pergola out here from my sister because they weren't using it, and it keeps my grills under it pretty nicely. So
and then really one cut, and that was it. Just start wrapping everything back up.
I literally dropped. I was frustrated enough that I made the 2 other cuts I needed to on the 4x4s to get them down, and then I packed it all up because at that point, I have to find an outfit and clean myself before these pictures in 2 hours. So, yeah.
And be in a happy mood. Not that you're not. Kimberly, we love you. If you made it this far, we love you. We're kidding. But
no, it was. I was fine. I'm fine with the pictures. It was just, and I'm not upset by any of it. It was more or less, man, I've been trying for 3 weeks to get this shit done, and I just couldn't do it. And there was something else, and it was like, okay, but it was fine. I apologized to Kimberly, and I was cranky, and she understood. So it was fine. It was what it was, but hey, live and let live. So now I'm going to enjoy some beers, get ready for tomorrow, and move forward.
Good. Good.
Good.
I went through my hot topics, so.
I have a hot topic for you, which I don't think you know has happened yet, because it dropped 9 minutes before we got on the call together.
No, because it was potty time 9 minutes before we got on.
Yes.
Not for me.
There was a tweet by Baron Corbin that says, "That's all she wrote, folks. It's been real, and I appreciate everyone who supported me." End tweet.
Wow. I kind of knew something like this was going to happen.
Yeah.
There's a trade. You know that, right?
I did not.
Jay's going to SmackDown.
Jay for Corbin?
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to get Jay over there.
Yeah, but I feel like you could make... I don't know if that's...
I don't think you have to, but I think just for clarity.
Maybe. But I would also argue then, who else are they sending?
Well, we have until the 23rd before somebody else needs to go over.
Yeah, I guess, but I don't know. It just seemed weird.
Yeah, Corbin's not retiring.
Good.
That doesn't sound like you're too fucking impressed. Good.
No, I said he could.
Oh, he could. I thought you said, good.
No.
Oh, he could. You're right. It could be a... Right, and what I saw could be farce, too. But yeah. I really thought there was something to do with, get Jay over with essentially the bloodline to take on Timu.
Yeah.
Bloodline. So.
That's fair. I mean, Corbin is 40 years old, so if he wanted to, he could step away.
Yeah, he could. He could go part-time.
He's not really doing...
part-time as it is.
I was going to say, he's not doing much anyways. I don't know if he's actually been on TV in months upon months. Yeah.
Yeah. So you have a beer and a latte going?
This is a water.
Oh, just in your Christmas.
Yeah, in the Christmas mug. Yeah.
Speaking of which, we are all over the place about
water or
Christmas.
Oh.
And I know I'm not one usually to push to Christmas above Thanksgiving, so hate me today, hate me tomorrow.
I got a story for you after this. Go.
I think I'm going to order the new Christmas tree that is remote control. It goes up and down that I saw on TikTok today. It's $49 for a 7-foot tree, pre-lit, yada, yada, yada. And you hit a button and it fucking comes up.
I've never heard of such a thing.
Yes. I think I saved it in my favorites. So that's my Christmas story as of right now. So I think, see, I'm on TikTok. Yes, just be prepared. I really do think I am going to celebrate Christmas this year. I'm excited for it.
I like that a lot.
I don't know where this is coming from. This is...
You're just ready.
There's a lot changing. The traumas have been released, and yeah.
It's a new lease on life.
I also might, and I've told this to Ethan already, I might put some lights outside. I don't know how many, but okay, so I sent it to you.
Okay. I will tell you this, lighting-wise, the best thing I bought was these LED lights off of Amazon. They weren't that expensive, and shit, they go everywhere, and they're just like little LED bulb things. Way better than the actual fucking Christmas lights and all of that.
Oh, yeah, no.
I love them.
What I probably was going to do right in the middle of 219 is put one of those spotlights that, like, have the lights that go crazy like this, or... Yeah, isn't that fucking amazing? Jenks has now got the text and he's looking at the Christmas tree.
This is fucking ridiculous. This is like life-changing.
Yeah, I know.
God damn it. I have one of those. Okay, first, back to you. I have one of those spotlight things that go whirling around. But now I also picked up my brother-in-law and sister when they moved. They were getting rid of a lot of Christmas stuff, which now I have 4 Christmas trees because Kimberly moved in and took 2 of theirs, and then she had one that she brought in, and plus mine. But they gave me red and green spotlights to go with these motorized deers that go up and down and light up and everything. So this is going to be a whole happy fucking Christmas village up in here. This tree's fucking amazing.
You're going to be... Look at it, right? It's remote control. You plug it in and it goes up.
That's fucking great. Let me tell you what I
7 or 9 foot. It's either $49 or $59, I believe it. Shit, that's well worth it.
That's well worth it. Especially with the prices of trees are like $200 a piece now at Lowe's or shit. Let me tell you.
Oh, by the way, folks, it is pre-lit too.
Yeah, it is pre-lit.
Yeah.
I came home yesterday, right? Pull up. Kimberly was home for the day. And I'm like, okay, I'm happy. It's Halloween. We're passing out candy. It's a great day and all of that. I get out of my truck and I park on the street. I get around the front of the truck and I just look in the window and there's Bailey being her dumb, goofy self. But then I look to the right of Bailey and there's just this little short thing with a top hat on it. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, son of a bitch, it's the snowman tree. Sure enough, I get inside. She had put up the snowman tree for Christmas time. And I'm like, busy have we been?
I thought you were going to say she put a top hat on Charlie.
No. That was I tried to do that last night, too, because I had a top hat on when I was handing out candy. He didn't want any part of it. But I thought we said November 1st to put Christmas decorations up. She goes, yeah, but I saw it and I just wanted to put it up. I'm like, okay. And then she also says this, remember, your sister encouraged me to put up Christmas decorations before Halloween.
Ugh.
Yes.
I'm excited now, but I at least got through.
Yeah. My sister had texted her like last week or 2 weeks ago and said, you should put like a little small Christmas decoration out just so he won't notice. Just keep doing it every day until November 1st and then just put out the rest of it.
I love your sister.
My sister, love her to death, but she is just too much. And then unreal. But yeah, instigating.
So she only got one thing out, so that's not that bad though.
Well, technically 2, but it's fine. I'm not worried about it. I said she could have at it, so she's going to be Christmas decorating, I think, a lot over the next week, which I think is going to be needed in some capacity and form. So it'll be therapeutic in some sense.
Touché. Wrestling podcast.
It's a wrestling podcast, but I have a follow-up to the Corbin story.
Oh, okay.
Because Fightful is reporting there's a claim within WWE that there was 3 departures. Corbin was one. Tegan Knox was another one. And Indy Hartwell was the 3rd. If this is true, Hartwell and Knox are working to find out if they can if there's a 90 days on their releases. Nothing has been finalized yet or confirmed, so we're still trying to get that information.
Both Tegan and Indy, injury plagued, but so sad. Tegan, from when the very first Mae Young Classic, I was always on board. I thought she would do amazing things. I've watched her in the Indies. If she can stay healthy, I think I think Tegan can slide right into AEW, TNA, and Impact player. No pun on words intended. I think she could do something great. Yeah. Indy as well. I think Indy kind of got stuck with the way for a while, and then when she did get her title run and that injury real quick, everybody looped her with Loomis a la because she was injured again. I think she could go do something. I think TNA would be the best spot for her right off the bat, or do some indie stuff. Indies, that would be amazing marketing. Back to marketing again. Indies. Yeah, but I just didn't know what they'd do with her.
They just had nothing.
I'm shocked Indy was not released earlier. Corbin, as we said, he's just not been around. So, wow. Shocking news, so, yeah.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what they do going forward and where they end up. For me, like I said, Corbin being 40 years old, it's probably... This might have been the last one. I can't imagine that he might do more, but maybe he will. He might surprise us. Who knows? But
we just said JBL's still wrestling.
Is he wrestling, though, or is he just throwing clotheslines and hoping for the best?
I think there will be a match.
Maybe.
I think.
That's possible.
Or he's setting up Corbin, because remember, they are tied together. I'm kidding. We have no clue. We're not even the first to speculate.
Keep shooting it.
So they're all coming down today. Lemonade and vodka, by the way. It might be.
Probably sipping on gin and juice, but you're sipping on lemonade and whipped vodka.
I have been so summerly this week. Like, my cleaning supplies, by the way, FYI, I'm cleaning all day as you guys are listening to this. I bought everything that was summery because it was reduced. My stuff to clean the floors is watermelon scented. My dish detergent, watermelon, like, everything was like half off because it's summer smells. Guess what it does? It still cleans.
Yeah.
I got a bottle of like Fabuloso for $1. Cool. That'll clean my floors.
Yep.
Ethan's like, why? Why didn't you get pumpkin spice? Why didn't you get your pine that you love? I'm like, because I saved money.
Money. Yeah. It's not about the scents. Sometimes it's just about the cold hard green.
Sometimes it is about the scents.
Yeah. Here comes the money.
We good.
We good? Hey, how about the independent development thing WWE's got going on now?
Yeah. What? Out of nowhere?
Out of nowhere, up and coming wrestler. This is a direct quote from Mr. Levesque. This is the latest effort to identify and support the journey of up-and-coming wrestlers, and in turn, raising the profile of and strengthening independent wrestling ecosystem.
Are they saying, this was my thought.
Yeah.
Are they saying, okay, we've tried, and some of them have worked out. The cheerleaders, the football players, the soccer players, the rugby players, the athletes, we've tried them. Some of them were good in NXT and then they don't pan out in the major rosters.
Right.
Is this them saying, we are now know the passion of indie people from IWC, OVW, this, that, any indie circuit out there, if we give them the chance, maybe we can mold them? That's my thought.
Yes, because I think with the naming of the development institutions that they chose, which conveniently most are, hey, Booker T, Cody Rhodes, Seth.
Right. And
then there's Elite Pro Wrestling Training Center and Knox X Pro Academy. These have these WWE ID designations. I think it gives people, hey, that's the path to WWE. It's not, maybe I show up in TNA for one squash match or AEW for a squash match and then I pop in over here. It's, I should go to these areas, go to these remote schools and have them elevated up. But I think to that point, you're going to get an influx of talent. Prices are going to go up. It's going to turn into a very much of a first come, first serve, but who's got the biggest and deepest pockets.
Yeah. Without a doubt. Because now let's use Rollins's. His was linked with the WWE, but now it's
Official.
publicly linked with the WWE. It's Seth fucking Rollins. It might have been, and I don't know the cost, folks, but I'm just going to make round numbers of, it might have been $1,000.
Right.
Now it's $5,000.
Yeah, for maybe a month.
Yeah. And remember, just because you do get to go to Seth's, and maybe you will get some looked at from people dropping down when they're in the area, maybe like a Dragunov comes there or somebody like that, they're only looking at you to go to then the PC. You're not going from Rollins's to SmackDown or Raw or anything like that. You still have to get into their system.
Yeah, exactly. And it's, okay, cool, you're standing out here, but are you good enough to do the tryout and make it into there? Me being me, I looked up the price. It's going to be $4,000 in 2025 in total to go. Okay. So you're right on the ballpark. And then it also includes unlimited access to CrossFit training, so good for them. But to that point, these are kids that might not have this money, or maybe there's somebody, like if you told an Edge or a Christian way back when, scrimp and save, but you got to pay me $4,000 to show up.
The Hardys. We just made fun of them, but...
Yeah, the Hardys.
So they started their own thing.
Yeah, they just do something in their backyard and hope to be noticed. It's one of those... It's going to... I hate to say it, but it's going to really thread out and pull out a lot of the desperate, maybe not desperate's the right word, but more of the, I am so into professional wrestling, my love for professional wrestling, I want to do this, my hopes, my dreams, but they're going to be crushed because it could be a tuition payment for a semester at school.
Yep. Yeah. 100%. See.
We will see.
We'll see. Got anything else?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay. You want to pay some bills?
Let's pay some bills.
Quickly or elongated?
Quickly.
Collar and elbow, use our promo code Can Crushers to save 10%.
Oh, damn, we're going that quick. WWE shop code. It's in the links below. Click it. You may get a discount. You may not, but get some merch through our shop code.
Don't forget, we have a shop as well. It's over at CrowdMade. Type in CrowdMade. Type in Can Crushers. We have shirts on there you can buy.
Mark likes W. So
I do.
Drink up your W.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool flavors. Can Crushers, you save 10% there as well.
Oh, there you go. You can listen to us anywhere, iHeartRadio, Apple, et cetera, et cetera. Pick us up, listen to us, let us fill your ear holes however you choose to.
If you like using YouTube, we're there as well. 2 weeks ago, we weren't on because we were pretty brutal. Last week, we were picked back up by YouTube, and it's excelling again. Like, subscribe, and do all the cool stuff there. It's not video. It is just the thumbnail, and you listen to us because you don't need to see our mugs. Plus, so much shit happens behind the scenes that I am not editing it out. Like today, where am I? Am I in a recording studio today? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Like I just picked a random picture. I don't know what it is.
This is very modern, contemporary,
bagel shop.
Corporate office, I will say. My place of employment definitely has some places that look like this.
I'll have one of these offices one a day when we
win the lottery. Yeah.
Yeah.
Win the lottery and we're big.
Which, if you watch any of your Scorpio signs, November is a big money month. Do you know that?
No, I did not know that.
I learned that today as I was running through TikTok.
Oh, well, that's good.
We're not on TikTok, though, but we are on Facebook, Instagram, the X, Threads. Join all the conversations there.
Yes, and while you're there, you can DM us if you want to talk to us, throw some questions at us, or you can use our conventional means, cancrusher69@gmail.com, or you can call us 814-299-6687. And like we said last week, if you have questions and you don't want to wait for Can Crushers, send us the email, give us the call, bring it to our attention. We'll bring it up on the podcast and talk about it.
We will, or we'll make fun of you. Which one? Both. Probably. All right, we come back.
That for everyone.
I did. They're like, oh man, I can't wait to get made fun of from Sir Michael Jenks and Mark the Mark. We come back. We are going to dive into AEW first because we do have predictions in segment 3 about crowning your jewels.
What's up, guys? This is Devlin Macabre, and you're listening to Can Crushers. And always remember, guys, violence is the answer.
Welcome back, Can Crusher fans. Thank you for listening forever and dealing with our craziness. We're getting ready for segment number 2 as we dive into AEW and Fright Night for the week. But I have to wrap back around, Jenks. I'm going to circle this back up. The last big gulp prior to me making the next one, I know exactly what it tastes like now.
What?
Key lime pie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Delicious. Absolutely delicious. I have made this one a little bit stronger, so
I've
we'll
switched
see where we get to in segment 3.
That's fair. I've switched my beer. It's Atomic Pumpkin by New Belgium.
I've had that.
But it's the spicy version.
I have not had that.
So it's pumpkin, cinnamon, with a hint of habanero pepper in it. It mixes well. You only feel it when you feel the heat on the back of your throat.
In tomorrow morning.
Probably when I'm having bad issues in the morning.
Yeah.
I really like this beer. This is a really good pumpkin beer right now.
That's good. That's good. I really like this, by the way. Nonetheless. Sir Michael Jenks, we're going to do AEW first because we have stuff to do with a WWE pay-per-view. Let's just go across the board, essentially, of what we liked on AEW. I do have all my notes on Fright Night. Something stand out for you in AEW this week? And I want to ask you the question first. Is there something that you're like, oh man, I'm hooked?
If I'm going to say hooked, I'll say hooked. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't say it's hooked, but I think it's more or less the timing of everything kind of makes it even more interesting for the OC Mox stuff. And I'll say this. We went through this whole thing last year around this time where OC was coming back around. He had just finished off with Mox. We started ramping up. And we've now made it a full calendar year, and now we're tying right back into it. Different lens of everything. But it looks like we're getting the darker OC, the more...
Oh, yeah, it's a dark denim.
It's a
Definitely
dark denim.
A dark denim.
We've got serious business OC coming into play here. All it took was Trent getting assaulted, but, you know, we're now here. It doesn't translate to much, but it could be a fun month to kind of watch this play out.
Or does it translate? Because my spin, Danielson was on a handshake deal. Everybody knew where he was getting to. Mox is a great champion whenever you put that title on him. Unbelievable champion. He could be a champion for a day, and you'll talk about it. He could be a champion for a month and a half. He can talk about it. OC is AEW. His speech that he said was right on.
No.
He has opportunities now, trust me. But he had no other opportunities.
Yeah.
AEW is his home. I think we both agree who is going to take it off of Mox. But wouldn't OC be nice to get that? He has done so much for the International Championship. He has done that. I'm on board with OC getting this title all of a sudden. And you know how I am up and down on OC.
Yeah. I'm the same way. I'm more OC than you are, but
You're definitely more OC.
yeah. But I think they kind of shot themselves in the foot for any suspensibility around this, and it wasn't. You may be on the same page I am, but my thought, and I'm going to tie in the Young Bucks to this whole thing. Oh, okay, they lost the tag titles, but now we're seeing them shred documents, run away. They're done. They're
off
leaving.
Of TV for a
They're
while.
off of TV. They're just done with this whole thing. To me, it's okay. They ran scared, obviously, so they're covering up. This is Mox the run for months.
Yeah. Months. Yeah.
I think maybe Revolution. I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's where I had my head wrapped around.
To that point, maybe Private Party loses their tag titles to this Renegade faction and the Bucks come back to take the titles off of them.
The Bucks have to be gone off of TV.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody hates them because they're the EVPs. They are going to be the ones to save AEW.
Yeah.
They just gave that away way too quick.
They did. And it's not just them. I think Kenny
is a huge part of it.
Yep. Maybe Okada too. Because they brought Okada, and Okada's hanging around, but Okada's going to be fighting a good fight by himself here.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he going to be on TV? Because he was on TV this week. He's on TV every week, but I always say, what's he do?
Well, here's the thing. In a month, it's Continental Classic. He's got to defend that title in that tournament. So he's going to be on TV, and they're going to be hooking and crooking throughout that whole tournament.
Do you think it's him and Yuta in the finals?
Yeah, him and Yuta, him and Claudio. I still think Jack Perry is not what he seems to be in terms of the EVP troop. And with those two gone...
Oh, if it's him and Okada, I think Jack's going to be more dastardly.
Well, no, I'm not saying him and Okada. I'm just saying Jack could be the wild card, the dark horse and all that if you wanted to take it. I just think Jack is a part of this BCC business somehow, some way. And we've planted the seeds for him and Garcia.
Yeah.
And him telling Garcia, they used to dance for me too, obviously struck a chord with Garcia, but I think it strikes an even deeper chord of, I recognize the dancing is all shuck and jive and shtick, and what I need to do is my own, I need to take it back to the roots type thing.
I like that.
So, it's going to be a lot of interesting plays here.
So for months, wrap back around, Mox is going to run through AEW's blood of anybody that we believe is complete AEW. I'm going to sneeze real quick by the way, pretty soon. Your OCs, maybe Garcia, maybe, anybody that bleeds AEW's, Mox is going to run them over until we get to
OC.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of sacrificial lambs. They're being led to slaughter here over the next coming weeks.
Yeah. For sure. I did not sneeze, by the way.
What do you got?
Adam Cole in the Dark Order. Not the Dark Order, the House of Black.
Dark Order came in out later, but...
They did. That's why.
Why is... We couldn't get Cole, Malachi at a pay-per-view?
Yeah. The pay-per-view is him and MJF.
Yeah.
I almost thought that was over. Like,
Well,
it wasn't over. I understand that, but I don't think we need to be jumping through these hoops to get that.
No, it's almost like these are for just so he had good matches leading up to it. By the way, I did not like this match.
No. It wasn't much. There was a little bit. There was a lot of walking around.
There was a lot of walking around, but there was a lot of bullshit suspense build up for a match that didn't deserve it.
Yeah.
And we had kickouts at one. We had these spots that were like just so out of fucking place that it didn't make any sense. Now, because it worked for Omega Ospreay, everybody under Sun is doing it.
Yeah.
And even Private Party in their tag team title match was hulking up every time they kicked out of a fucking EVP trigger and all of this. The frustration level I had watching this, the shit on this night, ridiculous.
Agreed. Fucking agreed. Are you hearing that thing in the background, or is it just on my end?
I think it's just on your end, because I'm not hearing anything.
I think I'm getting a lot of spam on Skype tonight, just from randos. I don't know.
Vote. You gotta vote. Vote. If I get one more text or mail thing about voting...
I can't wait until Wednesday.
I can't either.
Jeez.
Done.
Christ.
Done with it.
We never bring this up, but this has been, and this, we'll give ourselves 30 seconds. I don't care who you're voting for. I don't care who I'm voting for. I don't care. Yeah. None of that. In my 47 years of life, the amount of garbage that I have thrown away from politicians this year could have fucking probably got us out of debt in the United States.
I thought they could have saved millions upon millions of dollars, because I got a political ad, at least one, every single day since August.
Ethan has too. Ethan's getting multiple of the same thing because he's first-time voter.
Yep.
Multiple. If everybody knows who's running. If Trump sent one, he sent 4 of the same fucking thing to Ethan. Harris did the same. I'm like, holy Christ. He's livid. He's like, how long does this last? I'm like, till Tuesday.
Yep.
He's like, I can't watch YouTube without this shit. And I'm like,
oh yeah.
I know, dude.
Every streaming platform.
I said, the downfall is Wednesday until a month later, we're recounting votes or this, that, or the other.
Yeah.
This has been probably one of the worst ones that I remember, and I just don't fucking care.
I just want it over. The last 3, I think, have been the worst I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And that's just because it was just so long and bunch of bullshit. Anyways, back to the fun bullshit we like to talk about, which is professional wrestling.
Right.
Oh, you got the same pen I have. Nice. Simpler times.
Mark Davis returning looking like he just crawled out of a bridge from...
Yeah, what hobo factory did he come out of? He looked like the Brooklyn Brawler.
He did.
It's torn and dirty. He's got half Luke Harper going on, half I just had to come out of the trainer's room to talk to you type thing.
Like, we talked when Mark was around.
Yeah.
We loved him. Dude, make your presence known when you're back. Clearly we're getting him and Kyle.
At some point.
Right. Fine, dandy. That's good. I would love to see that match between them. I think it's going to probably steal a lot of eyes. I really do. Make this a better return.
Yeah.
And for a hot minute, I'm like, who the fuck is this guy?
He was unrecognizable.
I pick up garbage better than he came out.
He looked like, and I say unrecognizable because when you look at him, okay, yeah, he looks like Mark Davis, but when he first started walking out, he looked smaller, just looked disheveled, I've been on a bender for 5 days and been hoping for the best, and I just took a wrong turn, and now I'm out here in front of a live audience.
Yeah. Where was the Roadrunner always looking to go? Him and the Wile E. Coyote, or was it Bugs Bunny? Were they always looking at Albuquerque?
Yeah, Albuquerque. Him and the Roadrunner. Yeah.
Yeah. He just, I'm in Albuquerque. Not that they were in Albuquerque, but nonetheless.
Well, if you ask Jericho, they're in Cincinnati. So I'm just.
Oh, that's where we are. So essentially, is he going to get ratings for ROH?
Probably, and I don't like it. You know what I hope at this point? I hope the learning tree catches on fire and Big Bill turns on him and steals the title from him.
I thought it was going to be Big Bill. Everybody, go back all the way to the Experience or whatever his first one was. I've forgotten by now. What was the very first? Jericho Society, right?
Yeah. Oh, no, it was Inner Circle.
Inner Circle. Somebody turned on him, became bigger.
Yep.
Right? The same story has happened with Jericho in every faction that he's had in AEW.
Yeah.
It's clearly Bill. People want Bill, I think. We want to cheer Bill. We just can't right now because he's with stupid.
Yeah. And they won't be about 5 months before we may be able to.
Yeah.
At minimum.
Yeah. Because this deal happens. They get the ROH show. We need ratings.
Yep.
Jericho has the title for the first 2 to 3 months. People recognize who people are then or get favorites because they remember. People have not watched ROH since ROH has been on GW or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. CW? What the hell is GW, by the way?
I don't
George
know,
Washington?
but they're not even on CW.
Right. Whatever one. But, since they've been on any channel, people remember Bryan Danielson, Adam Cole, of that ROH brand. So when they hear that they're going to be wrapping back around and getting a show, Jericho pulls them back in.
Yep.
Then you have to know the Athenas, the Billy Starks. Right. You start to love people like that. But it was like, oh, that's the guy that used to say soft.
Yeah.
I could watch him. Oh, he's a good guy now? Cool. Oh, I really like him because he really does something cool. Oh, his name's Big Bill now instead of Big Cass? Yeah. Okay. So there's months of building your crowd on ROH. Wrestling fans understand this, and if you're just joining us ever on Can Crushers, you know how we break down stuff all the time. So it's going to be a minute. You're right.
Oh, yeah.
He's got this for a while until the show gets numbers.
Right. And then they have to make sure he's in the right position to keep the show getting numbers and not fall off a cliff. They got to avoid the Max effect where as soon as Max leaves, it's over.
Right.
The numbers dip and everything. So.
Yep. What else did we have? Oh, we had
hold on. We talked about the Dark Order thing. Private Party won the tag titles. We talked about that a little bit.
I didn't like. You hinted on it.
Yeah.
I didn't like how much that Quinn and they took, but only one of their gin and juices instantly killed the Bucks.
Oh, yeah. What was it? EVP Trigger, a V Trigger, a One Winged Angel.
Milk and cookies.
Meltzer Driver, TK Driver, whatever it's called.
And he kicked out of all of them. Some of them before one.
Yeah, some of them before one. He hawked up, and then Gin and Juice kills the Bucks.
When they were on top the whole match.
Did not make sense.
None. Horrible. Horrible hour. I hated it. Are you excited to see Jamie Hayter and Penelope Ford next week?
No. This is going to sound horrible. I literally thought Penelope Ford was only gone 6 months. And everybody's telling me it's 2 years. And I feel like I'm being gaslit at this point.
I know.
Like, I was like, she was just here. What are you fucking talking about?
Yeah. There's a lot of build-up for this match for some reason. And I don't mean a lot. But there's more than it should be. Jamie's now been back for a couple months.
Yeah.
Why is she just meeting Penelope now?
I don't fucking know. I'm glad they're building it up so, Penelope, it's a bigger match for Penelope in that, but Penelope is just a bump on the road for Jamie here.
Yeah. Leading to Camille and Stat.
Fuck.
Listen, I've said it. Go ahead, you go first because I remember how happy I was. I need to gulp this now because I'm getting pissed.
Apparently, the big muscular person hatred carries over to the female division. This Camille's what? Third, fourth match, I think, with the company.
Sure.
Gets beat. I get you got to put Stat over. Okay, whatever. Circumstances around her becoming face again. Whatever. But Camille is a sacrificial lamb and then just gets told, go to the back like some minion? Camille.
Yeah.
Camille. Are you fucking kidding me?
2 years NWA Women's Champion. Ran roughshod about everybody, and everybody's like, oh, it's two different federations. She's got an aura built in around her.
She's a fucking brick house. She should
that's
be
her
tearing
nickname,
through,
isn't it?
Yeah. Imagine that. She should be mauling people at this point.
She doesn't need this. She doesn't need this match against Stat. And Stat didn't need this against her to get the Mercedes.
No.
There's so many other ways. Stat wins. Mercedes comes in. It could have been Anna Jay. It could have been Red Velvet. It could have been anybody else. Mercedes jumps Stat at the end and does the same fucking thing that she did. Because what Mercedes did after this, she hit her with a belt. She held it over her and said, yeah, I can take care of my own business.
Yeah.
You buried. And that's not that Stat's not a top performer in AEW. She is. Mm-hmm. She's one of the best in the women's division. You have essentially buried Camille now. Yep. From a quick loss in her AEW career and being delegated to the back because of the loss. No.
It's like, how do you... I just want to go into the thinking around that. Like, where's the thought process coming from? Where do you think this is a good idea? Camille should have been brought in on her own, basically on her own.
Never linked with Mercedes.
Never. Find another woman to have Mercedes basically have as a heavy and start hitting people with. It's just ridiculous. It is ridiculous that they reduce her to this point.
This is where, and I will go to the Shawn Michaels Diesel thing. Everybody knew who Diesel was, from Vinny Vegas to Oz to all of that. He still had that presence. He wasn't blah, 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 out there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
There's bigger women, if that's what you're looking for, on the indies.
Yeah.
Grab one of those and say, hey, you are going to be Mercedes punching bag, yet, bodyguard.
Right.
Nobody knows anything about them. They can be built up. They could be this. There's intriguing out there. Camille walked through her door and everybody was like, holy shit, Camille's in AEW? Yes. We've booked matches for her already that we're like, yeah, we can't wait to see her and Hater. We can't wait to see her and we're not getting that.
No. We won't get that for a long time. To your point.
She needs rebuilt already after 3 matches.
Yeah, to your point, when I liken the situation for Mercedes is if she would have pulled somebody off the indies, it could have been a great story like it was with Wardlow. Build him up. He finally turns his back on MJF after so much bullshit and everything. Could have had a great story, but now they're relying too much on making a known commodity, a name in the industry, delegating them to this role. Yeah. Put some respect on her.
That's what I hate the most. I really do. Listen, you had her fucking fight Thunder Rosa on your show years ago.
Yeah.
So people know who she is.
Exactly.
Pissed about it. Then we get the main event, by the way. Swerve and Shelton. Kind of, you knew why this was going to be the main event.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I have to say.
You did. Hey, but Swerve wins the match, and then Almighty makes his presence known.
Bob. That's the Swerve match at, what's the next one coming up? Why have I already forgotten?
Full Gear.
There's a match. Full Gear. Yeah.
And Bob's going to win it.
Swerve taking some losses for a little bit.
Yeah, spoiling that right now.
Yeah. And I think the Hurt Business is going to be pretty big. I really do. But they'll never cross paths with the BCC.
No, they're going to all run in parallel.
Yep. For a while.
I'm still going to say this. I think Swerve ends up in the Hurt Syndicate or Business or whatever they're going with.
Yes. He's got to take probably
He's going to take the Bob loss. He took the beating, now he's going to take the Bob loss.
Yeah. And then there's going to be, after the Bob loss, there's a lot being blamed on Nana.
Yeah, because they did a lot of back and forth with MVP and Nana throughout the match.
Yeah.
Versus just your manager staying in their separate corners and whatnot.
I don't think Swerve is on top of the business right off the bat, though.
Oh, yeah, there's going to be an internal struggle.
Yeah.
For sure.
There could be a time... This could be a year story.
Mm-hmm.
That MVP has gone in Nana's back.
Yeah.
Maybe, is what I think.
Okay.
I don't know. That could change in a week.
Maybe. I will say this, to cap off Dynamite, the liberties being taken with the security guards, funny as hell. The one Shelton kick looked like it landed, okay? But I laughed, and I shouldn't have, there was no reason to laugh. It was not funny, but I laughed because they're kicking these security's ass, and all Bob does is walk the one guy over to the other side of the ring and throws him out of the ring. I thought that was the funniest fucking shit in the world because I'm like, you're Bob fucking Lashley.
You walked him out like the Bushwhackers got walked out of the Royal Rumble that one year.
Exactly. It's like 2 seconds he's gone. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Bob, throw a hurt lock, I don't care, torture act, something. Just
the Bushwhacker walked in, And he walked right back out. Exactly what I was. I'm glad you brought that up. I didn't know how many people caught that. I'm like, he did nothing to him. That security guard just eliminated himself.
Well, it was right after Shelton laid that kick into the one, and I'm like, oh, that might have been snug. And then all of a sudden, Bob's just walking this fucker across the ring like he's walking an old lady across the street.
You want to go get a beer tonight?
You want to get a beer? Well, I got you, ma'am. Don't worry about it. You'll be fine.
Good. I'm glad you noticed that. I lost my shit. I'm like, oh, wow. We also, AEW, you've been in business long enough. Turn your ringside mics off. I don't need to know that there's 90 seconds, 60 seconds, and 30 seconds left in the show.
Yeah, I caught that. 30 seconds left. Well, that's good. I hope MVP doesn't have a speech made.
Right? And I'm like, well, then it was 30 seconds, and they're all standing there. I'm like, what are you guys going to do for 30 seconds?
Yeah, no, I was like, is
strike a pose?
Something?
I know timing is key. We don't have it, but bigger companies do.
Yeah.
Bigger companies do. Anything else on AEW that your randomizer is shuffling up there right now?
I'll shuffle in this last point. Spinner belts are back, baby. I mean, Athena now has a spinner belt. It's fantastic. The cracks are there again that we're revisiting the Billy Stark storyline. We're going to see what's going to come out of it. But spinner belts are back. It's the 2000s again.
Yeah, the fucking Guns and the Hardys are tag team champions. It definitely is the 2000s all over again. Wrap it back around. We can both do internships at the Howlers and start our lives all over.
Well, hopefully they win the Eastern League Championship sooner this time than later.
And Jacob Turner pans out.
Yeah. Jacob Turner.
We'll be back. We have WWE to cover and predictions for Crown Jewel here in segment 3.
Oh, that's it.
Hey, this is Maddie Monarch, and I absolutely love Cannon Crushers podcast. Come check us out every week.
Welcome back, everybody, to Cannon Crushers Wrestling.
Oh, you bastard.
Did that on purpose. Welcome back, everybody, to segment 3. Yes, we're going to talk about wrestling. ASMR. Yeah. We got predictions. We got WWE to talk about. Mark, where do we begin?
Jimmy and Jay hugged it out, and they're ready to go. We're wrapping all of WWE together.
Yeah, we have to.
If you have predictions.
It didn't take that long.
I'm kind of bummed that it didn't take that long.
Yeah. Yeah, that was kind of weird. And then the flip side of it now, they're pursuing Sammy. And
instantly.
Sammy, well, Solo's talking to Sammy just to kind of make it look like he's not a part of the team or whatnot. I don't know.
Because they only have, as you guys are listening, in a couple hours, or it's already passed, whatever, Crown Jewel's happening. So they only have 2 weeks to build for SummerSlam.
Yeah, that's true.
Survivor Series. Because the Survivor Series is on the 23rd, right?
Survivor Series is the 30th.
Oh, it's just 30th.
Full Gear is 23rd.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, they're really fast-forwarding this then.
Yeah, because they have...
I imagine
weeks.
they're together by the 16th.
They have to be. Maybe they think the go-home show, or the show before the go-home show is their big... I say the 22nd because then they get together, everybody's hunky-dory at that point, and then they have a week, or the next week to kind of do the blow-up week, yeah.
But it's still fast-forwarded.
The Jay storyline, I think could have taken into mid-November with Sammy being the fast follower the following week, because I think they could have had Jay go to Sammy and be like, man, they are talking to me like nothing, and have them have conversations like Sammy trying to coach Jay and how to handle this, etc. I think they could have played into this a little bit better. Sammy's character lends itself to that mentor type mentality. So why not lean into that a little bit more?
You know why? Because they're not putting any stock into Crown Jewel.
No.
Because they know listen, football fans, wrestling fans, normally the same breed, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have,
Yeah.
if you're a college football fan, there's lots of big games coming up today. For me, it's Pitt, SMU. See how we wrap this back around it? We didn't talk about it in segment 1. We'll bring it back up. Big game for me, but it's an 8 o'clock game. You have Penn State, Ohio State.
Yeah.
If you're a fan of Big Ten,
10.
and they're both in the top 5, like,
why? Everybody across the country is watching that game.
Yeah, there's other huge fucking games this week that WWE has relocated. They're like, oof, we might not be getting a lot of live watchers during this.
They're getting the crowd that's going to pick it up on a Saturday night, Sunday morning before NFL football, whatever it may be.
Maybe the highlights were great that I saw after Raw.
Yeah.
To say, oh man, maybe I should go back and watch this on Tuesday. That's where this is.
Yeah, but again, that's a dangerous game to play because people watch Raw, they see the results and that, they'll be like, I could care less.
Yeah.
Give me.
This is their 12th time there. I bet, Jenks. I know between me and you and then even prior, I don't remember, because first it was always about blood money.
Yeah.
And it's kind of relaxed a little bit there. And we'll talk about some of the stuff that's going on over there. It just never seems to fit the right Saturday when they're in Saudi. Something big is always going on stateside. I'm going to be a dick. Have it be the Daytona. Have it be opening season to this, or a big NFL week, or a big NCAA week. Like, it gets put on a back burner. It just doesn't, maybe, and I know NCAA is kind of rough to predict.
Yeah.
Pitt and SMU could have been 1-9 against 1-8, essentially. And then it'd be like, I'll watch wrestling instead of the horse show that it's going to be. You take a crapshoot on that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe don't put it on a Saturday. Don't put it on a Sunday. Maybe Saudi is a special from now on a Monday. I don't know. Right? But I know then you're like, people are working. It just doesn't seem to fit.
Didn't at one point they have it on Fridays or Thursdays or something like that? Like, there was a couple times where it was during the week, I remember it happening.
Yeah, I thought so.
They could make that happen. And to your point, when you get an involved time, you're guaranteed there's going to be some big matchup in college football happening that's going to derail any viewership you have. Because it's not guaranteed to move to an 8 o'clock time slot. Penn State, Ohio State's noon.
Right. Which should be nothing. You guys all know I love Pitt, SMU. In the scheme of things, if those games were head-to-head, people were watching Pitt. They were watching Penn State, Ohio State over Pitt,
SMU. Yeah, 100%. It's just the way it goes. And so to me, if I'm from Saudi, I'm like, let's do a Thursday night, let's do a Friday night, whatever. Replace SmackDown with it or whatever. Whatever you need to do. During the springtime, they just can't catch a break because it just happens to be a Saturday that they got fucking shit going on.
Yeah.
Good luck.
I'm raking my yard.
If I
don't rake my yard, I'm getting killed by the family.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
I don't know.
It's just
maybe shift Saudi. Listen, nothing's going. WWE does not have anything going on in December.
No.
why not bump this to December Saturday? There's no college football in December, by the way, folks. Just throwing that out there so you guys know that.
I think the second week you can get away with.
Bowls start like the 16th or something like that.
If it wasn't for the college football playoff now starting that early, bowl games are, unless you're like, I just need college football, or you're like a weirdo like me.
You want to watch Toledo and Western Kentucky.
You're like a weirdo like me, like I've never watched Toledo or Western Kentucky. Let me put these fuckers on and see what they're going to do. And you pray for like a Tulane to Western Kentucky game where they both have the eye sets going after each other. It just looks like a fucking weird-ass thing. Yeah, those fucking wacky eye things going on. That's when you watch those bowl, the Gasparilla Bowl or Fuck Nowhere Bowl sponsored
Pinnacle
by Cheetos.
Whipped.
Yeah, Pinnacle. Yeah. That's when you watch those bowl games. With the college football playoff, it's like, holy shit, now we have to watch, there's bigger games. But you still have 2 weeks. You have maybe the conference title games, which I think probably be the end of November. But you also have Army-Navy game. Army-Navy, it's a special game. Don't get me wrong, and people do watch it, and this year it's probably going to be a really good game. But generally, it's had a bunch of stinkers in its history.
But they're in Saudi, though, Jenks, so remember, it has to start at 1 o'clock here. The Army-Navy game is probably at like 4 to 7.
Exactly. Well, that's a good point. So it's not going to interfere that much. That's a fair point. Yeah, you're exactly right. So it's not going to interfere that much. You could run that theoretically, and people would probably stay on, watch the main event if it runs over 4 o'clock, and then jump to Army-Navy.
Right. I just think Saudi is just not placed right across the board on both of them.
Yeah.
And some people still are high on it's blood money, this, that, and the other thing. This is their 12th time over there, though. Did you know the kickoff show was on today?
No. But then I just started seeing clips of it, and I'm like, oh, we had a kickoff.
Yeah. I buzzed through it, but I did watch the opening where they made some announcements, and we'll get to them real quick before we wrap back around to Raw and SmackDown and everything. The same interviews that we see on any of the elongated kickoff shows. You know, Liv and Nia came out, they talked about it, Gunther and Cody came out, everybody came out and did their shtick. The Saudi fan base is calling for WrestleMania, and Triple H is like, yep, it's in Las Vegas this year, and kind of walked away. Essentially, did nothing against Saudi, saying, you're never going to get WrestleMania, because it's just not... This is what I was thinking. I'll put it that way before everybody jumps on WWE. It's not financially feasible for us to make a shit ton of money. They make a lot of money from Saudi, but you know what they make from Manias in Vegas or Detroit, or if they pull one off, even in England some point. I don't think they touch even the Saudi money from, like, Vegas is already $15,000, Jenks, for whatever the fuck they're offering. Did you see that for a WrestleMania experience this year?
I don't think I saw that.
$15,000 for floor seating. You get a cup. Yeah, I'm joking about what you get, but like $15,000. No. Peacock for $5.99.
Yeah, Peacock for $5.99. I can stay warm. I'm not in Vegas, and I'm on my couch.
And I have no lines to the bathroom. And
theoretically,
and if I want to get loaded, I have 30 rack for what I'm spending one beer for Vegas.
That's true. And
throw that out there.
And you're at home, so you can pass out on the couch if it goes south.
And if I want some of my mutant friends over, I won't feel bad if they have to spend nothing.
Exactly.
Because some of my mutant friends couldn't spend $15,000. Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
I have no idea what that says right now.
Uh-oh.
My son sent me an audio message.
Oh, God.
Which are not good. I will just tell him I can't. Let's do it right now. But, Jenks, I want you to talk about what's staying in Saudi as I right back to him.
The Saudi show is just going to be something. Oh, my God. I think the contract itself is probably going through. It's got to be coming up here in 2025, 2027, something like that. So for me, when I'm thinking about them staying in Saudi or with them trying to even do anything else outside of the crown jewel or whatever the fuck the other one's called, I can't even think of it right now.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense. I mean, they've already paid their money. Those are your two big events. You deal with them. We get no viewership whatsoever, and I think WWE's conceded that. They know they don't get anything. That's why you're seeing this. Well, let me trot out these kind of big matches, kind of not, and make some impromptu titles to kind of have some aura around them. Oh, it's King and Queen of the Ring. But because then you have the King and Queen of the Ring, you're getting crowned, whatever. But this one, it's, well, what the fuck are we going to do? Nothing's on the line. Nobody's defending a title except, I don't even know if LA Knight's title is on the line, to be honest.
I think the U.S. title is on the line.
It might be. Oh, and the women's title. Those are the two titles that are on the line right now.
The tag.
The tag title, yeah.
Yeah.
The women's tag and all that. Nobody's going to give two shits about that.
Again, Triple H came out and was like, oh my God, this is why we've created the Crown Jewel Championship. When I was a kid, I wanted to see Bockwinkel against Race, or I wanted to see Bruno Sammartino against Bockwinkel, or I wanted to see Bruno, these mega matches that you could never see. Even Flair when he was great and Hogan when he was great, not later on in life. So he kind of took a shot at him, his father-in-law.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah.
Nothing against Liv and Nia. Nothing against Gunther and Cody. These titles they might be a one-year thing, Jenks. A la the Super Royal Rumble that Braun Strowman holds.
Yeah, it could be, we've defended them. The fact that Triple H has already come out and said, these are staying here for the WWE experience, and you can have them.
Yeah.
Basically tells you how much they mean in the grand scheme of things.
Right.
They're going to get mentioned maybe on Monday night and Friday night, respectively, next week. And then we will never hear about them unless it's like some throwaway line in a promo.
So next year, if there is a Crown Jewel next year, because we don't know when it officially ends, if it's next year or whatever, but we believe it's soon.
Yeah.
So next year, when throwing this out there, just names, Tiffany and Bayley are champions again. Without ruining my prediction, how does Liv or Nia lose this title?
Yeah. Yeah. You
have two different champions going head to head against each other next year.
Well, and to your point, does that just become a symbolic thing like the King and Queen of the Ring? So they only get crowned as the Grand Crown Champion? That's it?
But it doesn't count into, when you're a WWE Grand Champion, you hold the SmackDown, you hold the Raw, you hold the IC, you hold this. And for the women, it's pseudo the same thing. This doesn't get counted in that, does it?
No. Because nobody's going to hold it.
You're doing Bayley a disservice. You're doing Sasha and everybody else who's actually Grand Champions a disservice by saying Nia or Liv. Nothing against them. are now the only real grand champions because they own the crown jewel
title. Yeah, it's not going to compute and it's not going to fly.
No. Nobody gives a shit about this.
No.
Not one person. There's one match on this card that will lead to storylines. One.
Two.
Okay. And we'll get to them when we get to predictions. Yeah. That's how much we're really caring about Crown Jewel, by the way. That's why we're tagging our jewels this week. On Raw, Sheamus beat Kaiser. Mm-hmm. He could be remotely close to an IC championship now. I don't know. I did like Ivy and Vega's match, though, before the craziness happened.
Yeah.
Like, they're two shorter in stature wrestlers that fucking bring it all the time. I don't know if they're ever going to... Vega has had her shot, and I hate to say that. She has had her shot. I don't think she ever wraps back around. And I don't know if Ivy gets there. I don't.
I think Ivy's basically held back by being with the Creeds and American Made. And not in a bad way, but it's just Ivy is not anybody that stands out. And when you look at the talent...
I love her.
Agreed. I would say when you look at the talent that's at the title level now and the talent that's in NXT waiting to be in the talent level, there's just no way. Ivy is set up to be that, I don't want to say jobber, but she's set up to pick up quick wins or bottom mid-card kind of wins and win those rivalry type things.
It's Ivy and Thea Hale are going to be the same person in time, which hurts.
Yeah. No, that's fair. Because they fill the same role.
They do. They really do. I'm super excited for Reed and Rollins. Like, them decimating tractor trailers and cars and stuff really got me.
Yeah. I love it. This is going to be... It's not going to be the pseudo big man, small man match. It's going to be... They're going to fight. Yeah, Bronson's got size, but this is going to be more of a master craftsman versus a very athletic guy. This is probably what should have been Shawn and Vader at one point before we have temper tantrums and shit get involved in it. This is going to be something big. It's going to be, you're going to have athletics, you're going to have Seth doing the speed and whatnot, but this is going to be a very personal kind of fight.
This is Sting Vader for me.
Okay, yeah, I'll buy Sting Vader. This is what, because Sting Vader actually worked.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. What else do I have? What was the War Raiders get the tag team win over everybody? And
so they're going to get a tag team title shot here, and we're going to have another tag team title change?
Mm-hmm. Soon.
Oh, good.
Good. There's some focus on tag team matches right now.
Agreed.
Priest and Dom. Listen, I again, it was probably because it was a 2-hour Raw. I was losing my shit over this. It was just, there was too much of this, that, everybody, but it was too much for the right reasons.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, it was the perfect blend of, all right, everybody and their mother is going to be out here, going to interfere, do what they need to do. But it also made sense for what the story was and is. Like, it wasn't just like, oh, we're throwing Judgment Day in there because we need to get them on screen for the 5th time tonight. There's a story here. There's an element here. And it puts Mysterio in a place where Finn Balor is not. A victory over Damian Priest. It elevates Dom, pulls Finn back, frustrates Finn. And Damian's just the guy that just happened to take the pinfall because he's the former world champion.
which we've both talked about, there's going to be some stuff happening in Judgment Day shortly. Dom now gets a title match.
Yeah.
Probably Monday.
I would assume, it's not going to go that far.
Right. Dom's not winning, folks. Throw that out right now. I don't care. Dom's not winning. Because Finn's going to be pissed. This is going to be the Dom-Finn feud now.
Yep. 100%.
Priest is slowly getting away.
Yeah.
This loss, after decimating everybody after them, everybody he decimated. The only people he didn't hit were Liv and Raquel.
Yep.
Which, good. He should be done with Judgment Day now. He took the loss, but still, he won the war.
100%. Damon's going to find another rivalry to have. But to your point, Judgment Day is not living that much longer. Maybe by the end of the year, I think they're wrapped and done.
Yeah. Somebody also associated with Judgment Day will not be around for a while.
Yeah.
Orbital bone.
Yeah, apparently throwing headbutts too hard.
Real life injury. Yeah.
Which they did a good way of getting her out of it and proving again that the NXT parking lot is the most dangerous place on the face of this earth.
Right. Why is there?
But see, this is perfect for NXT. Now they're generating people into there.
Yeah.
People have to watch because now it's not just, Rhea's popping up for an appearance. Rhea got taken out legitimately, so what the hell else is going to happen?
I don't know how long are orbital bones. Are we going Rumble?
I'm thinking
It's
Rumble.
2 months.
I'm thinking Rumble. It's 6 to 8 weeks, I thought. So that's 2 months. So I think Rumble.
Which is good.
Mm-hmm.
Because the separation between her and Liv needed to happen.
It was getting stale.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now what does Liv do for 2 months?
Well, we'll have to see what happens in predictions.
We can do that.
What did you think about SmackDown last week? We clearly covered that the Motor City Machine Guns
won.
Match 2 or 3 of WWE career or tag team champions. Not that I'm against it, but holy shit, living on a name.
Living on a name, yes.
People don't know.
Yeah, that's true. But they've elevated them to being, well, you better start knowing them now because they've beaten the bloodline. But again, it plays only into the story of the bloodline. It plays only into,
this doesn't help the Motor City Machine Guns that they won.
No, because the bloodline cost Jay the title a week ago. He comes back and costs them the tag titles here. That's literally what just happened. So Motor City Machine Guns just benefit from being in the right place at the right time.
But the sad thing is, because there's no feud there.
No.
There's not going to be a rematch for these titles. Too much is on the line for the bloodline from here till Mania, essentially. All of them.
Yep.
Who's the number one contenders now for Motor City Machine Guns over on SmackDown?
To that point, I mean, DIY could be, but then they seem like they're breaking up and they're on the outs, so it's not them.
Pretty deadly.
Pretty deadly, maybe. Could shoot up the ranks. Street Profits. I don't know. It gets pretty thin when you don't use the talent you have.
So, Motor City Machine Guns are tag team champions until WrestleMania because they ain't got nobody.
They don't have anybody. There's just no...
As I take a drink, yeah. You're going to run through Motor City Machine Guns against Bob Smith and Iron Mike Sharp. You're going to run through... They'll face the Profits and Pretty Deadly.
DIY.
Or DIY.
Yeah. But they're going to have
something going, but
there's going to be nothing to defend the title.
Yeah. So they're champs without a challenger right now.
Yeah.
For a while. There was
time.
that bloop again, by the way. So I'm clearly getting shit sent to me.
Yeah.
Sons of bitches.
Lucky you.
Do you have anything you want to talk about WWE before we prediction it?
No, let's predict it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
This is where you take over.
All right. It's my time to shine, guys. All right. Crown Jewel, which for the first time in a long time, we have 7 matches on a pay-per-view. It's been a long time of 5. So,
Wait, slow your roll.
Oh, I'm slowing my roll.
Which means I think a couple of them are going to be quick as shit.
Probably. Well, let's start with one that could be quick. I don't know if it will be, but we'll see. The women's tag title match. Jade and Bianca versus Kyrie and Io versus Lash Legend in Jakara Jackson versus Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. Jade and Bianca, because I don't see anybody else winning this.
I agree. And I don't like that I agree. We'll probably agree across the board, so that's why I don't care about titles or anything. By the way, you have a fucking long title reign right now.
I know, it's wonderful.
But Jade has made a post recently. I started at Rumble. Let's see how in a year everything has changed since the Rumble. They've lost the titles once. They've reconnected. If they lose them here, I don't think it's the right timing for them to break up. Because you don't have anything for 2 to 3 months before they do anything.
Yeah.
Unless, because we're banking that this is a WrestleMania match, right?
I mean, that makes sense. At this point, that would make sense.
Right. Because Jade, they put a lot of stock in Jade.
Yep.
Bianca is one of their players. They have, get ready, everybody's going to be mad at me. They have relegated Bianca for the last year to protect Jade, get her ready, to get the run. Her and Tiffy, her and Charlotte, her and somebody noteworthy.
Yeah.
To steal a title from. Bianca has done the training. So you need to give Bianca a payoff. The idiots are now fighting in the other room, by the way, over duck treats, by the way. So you have to give Bianca something out of this for what she's done the whole year. You kept her away from money and the title. So it's got to be your Mania payoff.
Yeah.
You can't break them up now. You're 6 months away from it. Right?
Yeah.
You break them up now. Their match should be at Rumble.
Yeah.
It's not really what it is then, is it?
No.
They'll lose it probably at Rumble or day one, whatever we're calling Netflix night.
Right.
Which then leads to Mania.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you can build off of it. That's why long-winded answer. Somebody in this match will win the titles. Just not for a couple months yet.
Yeah. I think it's the Netflix show, then it's a slow progression. They lose the tag titles, then they split at the Rumble, something happens at the Rumble, in the Rumble match, that they mess each other up or something, and then it's like your typical, okay, we're going downhill quick type mentality.
Yeah. Yep.
So, alright.
Even though I would love it to be Chelsea, but I don't think we'll ever hear Chelsea Green like that again, by the way.
No, I don't think so either. Let's do the U.S. Championship match. Triple threat, LA Knight, Andrade, and Carmelo.
Who I really want, since you went first, I'll go first.
Okay.
Who I really want to get this is an Andrade to build his stock some. He's lost a lot of stock in my book, and I love him, but he just, since he left WWE to coming back to WWE with a couple years in AEW, has lost so much.
Oh, yeah.
So much. This would bring him right back up.
Yeah.
I don't think it happens, though. And I don't think it's Carmelo either. Because I think Carmelo, I don't want to say isn't ready yet, but I think Carmelo has something on the forefront that is going to rekindle for people that don't watch NXT in a couple months.
Yeah.
So I never thought I'd be picking LA Knight to retain. But I think LA keeps it.
I'm going to pick LA Knight, but I think it's because Carmelo is winning the title from LA one-on-one later this year or into next year. I think he has to finish up the Andrade feud first. That gets wrapped up. Then we're going to wrap around to LA Knight and Carmelo for the title at some point. I just think I think they're going to go with a very straightforward victory for him. One-on-one, mano-a-mano. I think then they touch on that NXT storyline you were talking about.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, because I don't think Trick has that title much longer.
No, God, no.
First and foremost, because he doesn't need it. He needs to be on the main roster.
He does. He's outshining everybody at this point. All right. Let's go Seth and Bronson Reed. This one, Bronson needs that victory, but I don't know if they'll give it to him because it's Seth freaking Rollins. But you know what? Seth has got a lot going on. He's not winning this year as much. He's been injured. I think they pull the trigger and give it to Bronson Reed to give him a marquee victory.
100%. You were goading me for a minute.
Yeah.
100%. Because one, Seth doesn't need a win over Bronson Reed. Bronson, I don't think needs a win over Seth because he's slowly climbing, but I think they want to push him a little bit faster.
Yes.
I think injury does still play in this match. Seth isn't 100% because we don't know where Seth's going from here.
Right.
But Seth could go anywhere from here.
Yeah.
Me and Jenks know exactly where he's going from here. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody shows up in Saudi Arabia in the form of CM Punk.
Yeah. I guess the question comes, does Punk accept the blood money?
I doubt Punk accepts blood money. Just to go over and cause Seth a win.
Yeah.
To build to Mania. Because that's where we honestly both,
it's going to Mania, yeah. But I don't think Punk cost them the victory here. I think Punk's not coming back till Survivor Series. I think he's out another month. However,
what the hell is Seth doing at Survivor Series, though?
I don't know.
Do we get a reincarnation? Does something happen in this match that there's not a winner?
Maybe.
That you could sell me on. That just came to my mind right now.
Yeah.
That could sell me on.
It might not be a winner. Or maybe they're doing a 5-on-5 somehow at Survivor Series.
I have Reed as well, by the way. We both took Reed. But mine is because maybe Punk shows up, but Jenks has just switched me that I don't think I think injury, with the air quotes, plays into this a little bit too. So I'm on both boards of injury and Punk.
I'm leaning into Bronson gets a clean victory over him.
Okay.
Just to build a stock even more.
That would actually, that would build a stock more for him.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Randall Keith Orton versus Kevin Owens.
Interesting. It is. Because we both have Randy, or at least one point we both had Randy meeting up with Cena at some point. That could be later in 2025. An injury could get Randy away from a lot of things. And again, air quotes over injury. Randy doesn't need to be, he'll be in Rumble, but I don't know. He's not getting a Mania moment. He's not getting this. He's not getting that. I'm not sure. I'm going KO. I am going KO, but I don't know where we go with this then. Does KO get another shot at Cody because of the win here? Does KO slow over and get a shot at Gunther? Like, either one of these guys getting the win, where do we go?
Yeah.
With both of them? Because they've been linked together with Cody against against Bloodline. Sammy's involved. Like, there's a lot going on. This is the one that perplexes me on the card. So I want to go KO because I like KO.
I'm going to go KO because I think it furthers the storyline of Randy and Cody as well. KO gets the victory, kind of helps build his cause, whatever. But for Randy, I think we start to see the cracks, and maybe he starts, after this, seeing KO's side of things and understanding KO's side of things. A little weird after somebody beats you to kind of have this epiphany, but he's going to start seeing Cody doing certain things, or saying certain things where it's going to catch him off guard, like, I don't think that's right. I don't think this makes sense. This doesn't do that. The seeds are planted. Randy has KO seeds in his head because he's still trying to figure out why KO is doing what KO is doing. Now we're going to fast track that a little bit because he's going to start recognizing and seeing what Cody's doing and what's happening and seeing the betrayal, seeing KO's side of things. It's a weird way to see that, but I think it could happen that way.
No, I get it. Yeah, I get it. Still, though, it could mean nothing.
It could mean absolutely nothing.
I'm not.
No, it's
spoiling your thing because this would
mean
like,
absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I don't.
It was just something that happened.
Yeah,
we had a tiff.
They just had a tiff. They could hug at the end of this and say, "All right, let's go after tag team champions."
Exactly. Fight it out.
Which would piss me off probably more.
They'd win them too.
Okay.
All right. Women's World Champion Liv Morgan versus the WWE Women's Champion Nia Jax. I think they're on a roll with Nia to give her as much accolades as possible. And Liv is already in a world of uncertainty without Rhea in it. And I don't think she's going to get anything else besides that, so I'm picking Nia.
This is Nia Saudi a year, by the way.
Yep.
It really is. Nobody knows if Tiffy is there or not.
Yeah.
Supposedly. I think there's a pseudo cash-in that doesn't happen. I don't know. Would it be good, Jenks? I'm going Nia as well, just by the way. Just throw that out there. With Ripley out right now, do they pull the trigger and say, Tiffy, you're cashing in on Liv. We're resetting Raw because we don't know when Rhea's coming back, and we have nobody for Liv right now.
Maybe.
This way you and Liv at least have us till Rumble.
Yeah.
Then Charlotte's back. Charlotte goes to Raw, and then it's you and Charlotte from there to Mania.
Yeah.
Where Tiffy is doesn't matter when Charlotte comes back, right?
Right.
I wasn't saying Rhea was getting the title back, but we were probably getting one more.
Yeah.
Between Liv and Rhea.
Right.
We're not now.
No.
We were thinking.
No.
So you have this women's title again with Liv. You have her strongest competition minus Rhea is her best friend, Raquel.
Right.
That's way too early to pull that trigger.
Yeah, because there needs to start having epiphanies of Liv's not on the up and up. Liv's not thinking straight. Liv's not doing this, doing that, etc.
I'm not predicting that Tiffy cashes in and walks over to Raw, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Right.
Something, because nothing's happening so far on this fucking card.
No, and I'll be honest, nothing is happening on this card.
Right.
So, all right. The WWE champion Cody versus Gunther. Who we got?
Is it Gunther year as well in Saudi? I mean, so. I don't know what this title, listen, we all know titles are props. And I always hate saying that because somebody can make the title. Cena has made titles and Flair has made titles and Cody, whatever. This fucking strap, belt, whatever you want to call it, for Cody and Gunther mean nothing.
Yeah.
They both lose. That would probably be the best. They both win. That would be the best. I think Gunther winning it, yeah, because he's a juggernaut. Okay. Yeah. But what does that do to Cody then? What's it do to Cody that he just lost?
Yeah.
He has a break now in this whole wherever he's going next. Have it be Randy, have it be KO, have it be whomever.
Right.
I'm taking Gunther because it's the year of Gunther. This is stupid long term for both of these guys. You have Cody beat Gunther right now? I'm going to probably pick Barry Horowitz to beat Gunther then right now.
Yeah. You have to build back up Gunther's pin streak, his win streak, essentially. Gunther can't be pinned.
666 days actually hurts Gunther now.
It does, because if he can't survive, at least long term, as the world champion, then what was the fucking point? If he can't last 3 months as world champion without getting pinned, what was the point of the 666-day one?
Yeah.
You're basically saying that he was good enough to just decimate mid-card talent, but not good enough to withstand a main event.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, he hasn't fought anybody really for the world title. He's not fought anybody that has been of substance or of big name.
Nope.
main event status. Even when he won it from Damian. Damian had a title reign, and he got it there. But it wasn't like Damian impressed a lot of people. He got a lot better this year, but it just was not anything.
He's been better since
accomplishment.
the title.
Yeah.
Since he dropped the title, Damian Priest has been better.
Right.
There's some guys that just aren't made for titles. It took me 47 years to realize that. You tell me, let's wrap back around to this in a second, because I truly don't know your pick. Are you taking Gunther?
Yeah, I'm taking Gunther.
Okay. Let me bring this up.
Okay.
Jake Roberts is a world heavyweight champion. Okay. Never had it. Snake, dastardly, does whatever it took to get the title. Then he loses to Aldo Montoya, I know, I'm throwing these weird ass names out there. I don't give a shit if you say he lost it to, anybody. Rick Rude, because there was a feud there.
Yeah.
That decimates Jake Roberts' unless Rude went complete Jake Roberts.
Right.
I think it hurts. I think it hurts more character-wise to lose a title or lose a match like this than anything. Like, I truly think these two crown jewel for Liv, for Nia, for Cody, for Gunther hurts them across the board.
Yeah.
Than gives any stock to being I'm the crown jewel fucking champion.
Yeah. I agree. I think they just booked themselves in the corner where they had to pick. They said we had to get the two big guys on the card. The two bigger names are world champions on the card. So we have to sacrifice story and long-term logic for a short-term fix of a match type thing.
So do you think this is where it all wraps back around? This is my question that I didn't bring last week that I'm bringing this week. How much money did the Prince give the WWE to create these titles to keep them over the WWE experience? And Triple H is like, fucking A, you're giving me that much to defend this shithole title once a year over here that nobody stateside or anywhere else is going to give a shit about.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll take it.
Yeah. I have to think that they saw how good or how well received the King and Queen of the Ring tournament was, and they were like, we need to have that at every show, somehow, some way. So they had these titles created as an emergency.
That's completely different, though.
Is it, though? Because it's basically saying, well, I get the tournament's different, but they're using the same logic for that show with this.
Saudi or WWE?
Saudi.
Oh,
they want,
without a doubt.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking WWE.
No. They said we have to have this kind of grand champion crowned at our show, every show. And so they throw money at WWE, and WWE's like, well, we're not going to have a King and Queen of the Ring twice in 1 year.
Right.
So I guess we'll create two titles that mean the absolute, to your point, jack shit. And just say, okay, here you go. And you guys can admire them all your 364 days a year. And then we're going to take them out of the case and say, oh, they're on the line.
Yeah. Because at least, and since Gunther won the heavyweight championship, I'm sure he's been called King of the Ring. When was the last time he's had a crown on? When was the last time? So, is the Saudi show now the King of the Ring finals all the time too now? which
I think
hurts
so.
because as wrestling fans, what's the King of the Ring mean from the few very first incarnations of Brett to Stone Cold to Owen to ones that really moved characters and storylines to nothing against Gunther, because he was on the path to win this championship well before the King of the Ring. Yeah, this King of the Ring means nothing to him. And there's times that I forget that Nia was in the fucking tournament, let alone won the Queen of the Ring.
Which is interesting because she's the one that references it all the time.
Or so.
So, yeah.
Right?
To me, I think for the King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring this year, it did more to have the world title with it and these people, the names attached to it, meant more for the tournament than it actually did for the individuals involved. To your point, Gunther was going to take the title at some point. It was going to happen. Nia probably could have got there at some point, and same thing. But for WWE, they're like, well, we need to reestablish these. We want to make it a tournament. We want to make it a yearly thing. How do we reestablish them? Fast track the two people that are already on the path to the title and let them win it, especially with Gunther and how much his name carries right now in WWE. He wins it, everybody's on it. Everybody wants that.
Yep.
So I think this year for the tournament-wise, it was about reestablishing the tournament. Next year, you'll see it being more about the superstar that they want to get and bring forward.
I hope so.
Me too.
I hope it builds Carmelo next year, or somebody like that.
Right.
Main event, huh?
Main event
you
time.
have to imagine this is a main event, right?
That's why I saved it for last. All right. OC Bloodline versus New Bloodline.
Timu Bloodline is what they're calling it.
It is a Timu Bloodline. I think I'm first pick. I'm picking Timu Bloodline because this is the match where Roman has to realize that they need a fourth man. And how do you do that? You lose the numbers game. So I'm going New Bloodline.
The OC Bloodline have the match for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's an injury in this match. I think you're exactly right. There's a hot tag after everybody's been decimated, taking punishment for so long, and have it be, or it will be, Jacob running in and running roughshod.
Mm-hmm.
Probably getting the pin over Roman.
Yeah.
I think wholeheartedly Roman takes this loss to get to where you just said.
Roman knows he needs the backup.
And then Monday there is a strong push. Because there's a lot after this match too, I think. Even though they get the win, they want to hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Monday, if that trade, even though we've heard releases and everything, the Usos will be on Raw on Monday.
Yeah.
Bang, dinged, barely moving.
But they'll be there.
They'll be there. Saying, we need to find somebody. We need to find somebody. Oh, who do they run into?
Yeah. And Jay allows it, kind of comes up for it, is more coming to it, more around it, because it becomes more about we need to get him at any time, at all costs. Get him in here. Get him back. And that's going to be
there's proving ground probably for 2 weeks.
Oh, there has to be, because I think for Roman, he's not going to take that lightly. He didn't take Jay coming back lightly.
Right.
Jimmy will come around, and then it's going to take some coaxing for a couple weeks for Sammy to be let back in. And even then, it's going to take time for Sammy to even be involved and want to be involved with it.
Survivor Series is on the 30th.
Yeah.
We're predicting Sammy makes a save on the 22nd.
Yeah.
Of a beatdown or something, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Pretty straightforward pay-per-view. We extended that as much as we could, folks.
Yeah. But it's really just this is happening this weekend type pay-per-view, so.
I threw out CM Punk just to drag this a little bit longer to beat a dead horse. I threw out CM Punk possibly. Anything? Do you really think there's anything that we could be like, holy fuck? No. I also said Tiffy possibly, but I don't really.
I mean, besides Tiffy, I don't think there's.
I actually don't believe it. I just threw it out for content, as the kids say nowadays.
I think Tiffy's we established he's going to have his title for a long time. So, it's not going to cash in, and I don't think there's anything else going on. There's not like a Kairi Sane that's going to come back in Crown Jewel.
No, I don't either. This is a throwaway pay-per-view, folks, is what we're saying.
Yeah.
Jenks, I honestly... It will be at least Tuesday by the time I watch this.
I know I'm not watching it live. I don't know when I'll watch it. It'll probably be Tuesday or during the week, more or less.
Just not looking forward to it. There's always one that we're like, this is the one.
Yeah, it's on.
Yeah. It's on. I'll clean the rest of my house.
Yeah, right.
What do you got going on this week besides putting a shed up right now?
Let's see. Taking my time to vote.
Do your due diligence. Let's stop right there.
Yeah.
Do your due diligence. We're not telling you who we support, none of that. Do your due diligence on Tuesday. Vote so you can bitch with the rest of us.
Yeah.
In the next 4 years.
And
like it, love it, whatever.
My high school history teacher used to say to us, vote and you can bitch. If you don't vote, you can't bitch because you didn't have a word in it.
Yeah.
So do due diligence, do the research. Obviously vote for somebody you think would be best for this country. And for your Senate or what's going on. But be smart about it. And then come join us in our bitch sesh.
There is many websites out there that break down, I'll speak presidential, because everybody has got other things across the world, Senates, this, that, and the other thing. There's a million websites out there that break down everything about all the presidential ones. Whatever you stand for, I will say this 100%. Whatever you stand for that's in your gut, that does right for your family, your network, your coalition, conglomeration, or whatever, do what you think is best. You are heard. I hate the fuckers out there that say you're not.
Yeah.
Do what you think is best. It's your vote. It is your word. It is what you stand for. And putting that out there on the line means a hell of a lot more than you're like, oh, I would have voted for Larry Zbyszko. By the way, I just looked at his picture. That's why I said his name. But he doesn't do this. He doesn't do that. Blah, 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 blah. Don't bitch. Don't bitch when Haku, by the way, gets elected. Do the due diligence. Know what you stand for. Know what they stand for. And support them. That's all I have to say.
Couldn't say it any better than myself. That's pretty much my week. What about yours?
We could bitch about what we both stand for. I would have to stay on this now, because now we're politics also. We could bitch about what we stand for.
Yeah.
But it's what we stand for. Mm-hmm. I could hate Jenks because he doesn't like yellow towels. I'm keeping this so non-partisanial, by the way.
I know.
That he doesn't like yellow towels.
Fuck yellow towels.
But I fucking love yellow towels. Okay? It means something to my family. We could disagree. By the way, folks, this is my big soapbox. Just because you disagree about fucking politics doesn't mean you have to hate the other party, the other person, the other this, the other that. We're a wrestling podcast. I fucking hate the Street Profits. Jenks likes them. I hated the Acclaimed. Rolled back around to them. I hate the Buccaneers. Jenks hate the Steelers. My point is, you could be friends. You don't have to fucking hate each other because one person likes a man or a woman. That's as close as I'll get to saying anything. For the love of fuck, let your voice be heard and do your thing.
And be adults about it and not rambunctious mutants and simpletons. Don't do it.
I'm telling you, the last drink of everyone is pure key lime pie. Unbelievable. What am I doing? Yeah. I got the vote this week. I have, like I said, as you guys are all listening to it prior to Crown Jewel, I'm going to do a deep clean of as many rooms as I possibly can, just because I feel like it's the right time. I might be rearranging one room, not the podcast room. I've come to terms that I thought I was going to switch like living room and podcast room around, but I have a lot of holes in this wall now from a trillion pictures in here.
I mean, yeah.
I don't want to be dealing with that, but I could be changing the living room around. Okay. Because Jenks, I think I've saved this all the way till now. I think I'm pulling the trigger on another big ass fucking TV.
Oh boy. There we go.
One on the wall, one on the, what do you call it, the stand?
Yeah. The mount?
Yeah. Well, yeah, one mounted on the wall, one on like the TV stand. What do you call those things?
Oh, the entertainment centers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
On the entertainment center. And going that way. So I'll have to like reverse everything so I'm away from windows.
Yeah.
Because I hunted this week a little bit, my fine friend. And the glare at like 3, 4 o'clock really messes with my hunting vision on the TV. There's just a little bit of glare that I'm like, I don't know what that said. Plus I'm old. I'm like, I don't know what I just read that is calling right now.
Yeah.
And it's getting into major hunting season around here. So
you got to get after it.
I think I'm going to be rearranging the living room this weekend and putting everything on what is essentially a blank canvas wall and hanging 2 65-inch TVs. One that I have, but I'll go buy another one because I'm that much of a douchebag. And hang them back to back so I can, watch 2 games at one time or play on 2 65-inch TVs at one time.
I think that seems like the more reasonable thing to do. Play on 2.
I agree.
You got to play on 2.
I agree. So that's the only reason why I'm claiming 2 rooms tomorrow, because I think I'm going shopping on Sunday. Because I don't have an NFL game Sunday to watch.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's fair.
Get a bye week. I got to figure something out.
Yeah, you gotta spend money now. Best way to do it.
It's like I'm living the lifestyles of the rich and the famous all of a sudden. I don't know. By the way, I've had a candle going the whole time.
Oh, yeah?
It has created very little, but it's jasmine and patchouli.
Oh. What the hell is patchouli?
I don't know. It's come from the bedroom. I think it was hers at one point.
Okay.
I just figured I needed a candle to burn in the podcast room, so I'll burn that one.
Need a different scent.
We love you. Thank you for sticking and staying this long. I think we've hit our time, by the way.
We did. That little bit at the end that got us there.
It did. We love you. Thank you for always listening. Thank you for always supporting Can Crushers. We do this each and every week because of you guys. Jenks forgot to bring something up this week, and I was waiting to see, but hopefully he wraps back around next week with a Ask Can Crushers that we forgot to answer via Jenks. I'll throw it out here. So we do answer next week because it'll be a little short next week, I'm sure. Hogan or Austin. Remember, just because you're trash doesn't mean you can't do great things.
You're a garbage can, not a garbage can, not Austin. Let me tell you, loved ones, that you love them.
Because you never know.